Hello and good morning, guys. You all are welcome back at my channel. I'm glad to receive you all. And in this today's basic lecture, we are going to discuss about fundamental rights. Okay, as we all know that in Indian Constitution there is fundamental rights, and today we are going to look at it, what it is. Okay, which part of Indian Constitution talks about fundamental rights? Part 3 of Indian Constitution talks about fundamental rights. Okay, people, part 3. Okay, and fundamental rights is called Magna Carta of India. Okay, fundamental right is called Magna Carta of India. Okay, a fundamental right is protected by Constitution of India. What does it mean? It means that no one can take away fundamental rights of people. Yes, people, no one can take away fundamental rights given to us. It is individual right. As I have mentioned here, it is individual right. No government or no any law can take away our fundamental rights. So it is protected by the Constitution of India. Okay, I hope these 4 points are clear. And where, as we all know that when our Constitution was in making, we brought a lot of ideas from other countries' constitution as well. So the idea of fundamental rights came from USA. The idea of fundamental rights came from USA. Okay, the idea of fundamental rights came from USA. So here you understood that part 3 of Indian Constitution talks about fundamental rights. One thing, it is known as Magna Carta of India. Second thing, it is protected by Constitution of India. What does it mean? It means no one can take away our fundamental rights. It is individual right. Okay, nobody can take away. And the source from where we got the idea of fundamental rights, from the Constitution of USA we got the idea of fundamental rights. I hope things are clear. This much things are clear. Okay, let us look at 6 fundamental rights. Let us look at 6 fundamental rights. Total there are 6 fundamental rights. Please remember, students, there are 6 fundamental rights. Let us look at them one by one. First, it's right to equality. Okay, and you have to, the way I have wrote here, it in a serial wise, you have to remember in this way only, because article the article which deals with the particular fundamental rights is in a serial wise, so it will be very helpful for you all to remember. Okay, so you have to remember serial wise. So right to equality, first fundamental right is right to equality, and article 14 to 18 of Indian Constitution deals with right to equality. Second fundamental right is right to freedom. And which article of Indian Constitution deals with right to freedom? Article 19 to 22. Okay, article 19 to 22 of Indian Constitution talks about the right to freedom. Okay, number 3, right against exploitation. Okay, there are total 6 fundamental rights. Number 1, right to equality. Number 2, right to freedom. Number 3, right against exploitation. And which article of Indian Constitution deals with right against exploitation as a fundamental right? The article number 23 and 24 talks about the right against exploitation. Okay, number 4, right to freedom of religion. Okay, so article number fundamental rights, right to freedom of religion is there in our Constitution, and article 25 to 28 talks about right to freedom of religion. Then another fundamental right, cultural and educational right. Article 29 to 30 talks about cultural and educational right as a fundamental right, and article 32 of Indian Constitution talks about right to constitutional remedies. Okay, article 32 of Indian Constitution talks about this. So here we found out that there are 6 fundamental rights in Indian Constitution. Number 1, right to equality, article 14 to 18. Number 2, right to freedom, 19 to 22. Right against exploitation, number 3, article 23 to 24. Right to freedom of religion, article number 25 to 28. Cultural and educational right, 29 to 30 article. And then right to constitutional remedies, article 32. Previously there was 7 fundamental rights, but right to property was taken out. Not much important. When we will discuss in detail, we will discuss at that time, but for now please remember all these things which I have elaborated here. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed.